Alright, it's been a while since I've talked about the Like a Dragon series, but we're finally back, 2 months out from the next drop in the series, The Man Who Erased His Name. Given the fact that it's not too far over the horizon, we'll go ahead and have a quick rundown on what to expect from Like a Dragon Gaiden. So to kick this video off with what we know, we'll start with when the story takes place, 2018. This puts the game right between Yakuza 6 and Yakuza Like a Dragon, trying to fill in the gaps of how Kiryu ended up where he is in 7. Due to how the events unfold at the end of 6 and seeing how the story progresses in 7, I won't go into any more details because, you know, spoilers, I would have thought that we wouldn't see many reoccurring characters. But in the trailer that dropped 2 weeks ago, we can clearly see some familiar faces, albeit they only show up for a single scene in the trailer. Given the fact there are a whole bunch of new faces, environments, and how little these guys show up, it's probably safe to assume that they don't play a massive role in a story, maybe a flashback or some early plot development, maybe even just tying into Like a Dragon. Personally, I think that the game will cover Joryu's story leading up to his appearances in 7 and continue forward from that point in time for a little while, maybe leading into the events of the upcoming Infinite Wealth next year. By the way, that was a complete shot in the dark, judging by literally this one scene and the fact that Yokoyama refers to Gaiden as 7 Gaiden. So bring out the whole ocean's worth of salt, because you'll need to take that prediction with more than just a grain of the old sodium chloride. After all, it is way too early to jump to conclusions. One way or another, it'll be interesting to see how they manage to tie their appearances into the Gaiden storyline, given Yakuza 6. If you're a new player looking to jump into the series, this might not be the best point to jump into as your first game. 0 is almost certainly a better place to start, as many people will recommend, being set before every other game in the series. But I mean, with how many stations this hype train has, there are definitely worse points you could hop on. Alongside the brief appearances of these characters and possibly a larger role being played by Watase, we essentially get a whole new cast that I'm expecting to be the main focus for the storyline. Some of the names of the locations that I saw in the latest trailer are Sotenbori, Hawaii, and Okinawa. I wouldn't be surprised if we spend a significant portion of time in Sotenbori, but I'm pretty sure Okinawa was just a name dropped to threaten Joryu, and the reference to Hawaii could potentially be a lead-in to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I don't know, I'm not certain about this. It's possible that you could end up in Hawaii during Gaiden, but let's be real here. We already know that playtime is expected to be around half that of your average Like a Dragon game. I highly doubt that we're going to actually see Hawaii in-game so soon. Oh, and of course, you can't forget the massive castle that's been showcased in pretty much all of the trailers so far, so keep that one in mind as well. Now, going off of some of the information that I was able to gather from reliable sources, Wikipedia, Gaiden will be using the Dragon Engine. However, it looks like this specific variant of the Dragon Engine has had some major tweaks to it in regards to lighting and improving visual quality. Overall, from the visuals that we've seen, it looks absolutely beautiful, especially with some of the combat sequences that have been shown off to us, which, might I add, boast some of the most go-go gadget bullshit that I've ever seen in my life, and I am very keen on using it. Like, some of the heat actions that Kiryu does to people in the other games is already just not possible to survive, so I have no idea how any human being is going to be able to survive a rocket boost Sonic wrapping you up with some kind of wire, throwing a grenade at you, style switching over to Yakuza style, and then probably performing the most powerful move that the world has ever seen, the Komaki Tiger Drop. But seriously though, I am extremely keen to see just how in-depth this combat system goes, and just how much better the Yakuza style is than Agent style. Yep, that's right, I'm calling it before release, in before it's meta, unless Agent is better and overpowered, in which case I was never here at all, you saw nothing. Outside of the Mission Impossible technology that you fight with, Agent style also seems to have a form of martial arts element mixed into it, with a lot of rapid strikes and movement. Meanwhile, the Yakuza style, which reminds me of the Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 fighting style, maybe with a few changes here and there. Look, I'm gonna level with you on this one, I'm not sure. It feels familiar in some of the scenes, like this combo right now, but it also looks completely different in others. So it could be some new moves, which I wouldn't be surprised by, or I'm just simply not a true fan and hallucinating stuff from the previous games. One thing that I am a massive fan of is the new heat actions. They didn't show off that many, but from the looks of it, they are heavily stylized according to the fighting style that you're using. Surprise, I know, who would have thought that the martial art heat actions would be used with the style that looks like martial arts? Look, you get the point. It looks like they fit the style, and I'm excited to see a plethora of new ways for Joryu to with the utmost nobility and grace, abstain from prematurely terminating another man's With the utmost nobility and grace, abstain from prematurely terminating another individual's vital existence. I wanted to do a fancy goddamn voiceover for that, but I fucked it up too many times, so I can't be asked. And of course, you cannot have a Like a Dragon game with the absolutely insane amount of distracting side content. Not only can we expect a lot of the staple side activities that we've come to know the Like a Dragon series for, such as the sub-stories and karaoke, but we'll also get to see the return of our most beloved minigames, such as darts, pool, the golfing range, and I know that everyone's looking forward to this, the grand reappearance of Pocket Circuit Racing. But seriously though, the amount of time that I sunk into Pocket Circuit in Yakuza 0, you know what, let's actually not talk about that. I'd like to keep myself under the illusion that I actually have a life. Among these minigames that are slated to return in Gaiden, there is one that got a significant rework, the Cabaret Club, which appears to be located at Cabaret Club Castle. The cabaret content in Gaiden appears to take on a similar approach to the videotapes that you collect in Zero, being live action and sporting real people, including the winners of the IGG Hostess Audition Grand Prix. Oh yeah, by the way, the winner of the Grand Prix, who will reappear in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, is Kason, a virtual YouTuber. This basically means that RGG now has the professional experience working with them to make Kiryu Kazuma VTuber sub-story, which might just be one of the most cursed things to ever leave my mouth, but let's be real here, it probably won't even be the weirdest thing for them to do. But actually, scratch that, it's probably not even close to the weirdest thing they've ever done. We'll also get to see IGG's new game mode, The Arena, which, thanks to the Like a Dragon fans going to playtests, we have been able to confirm that basically anyone and everyone is playable in this, which is just a pretty cool idea. Honestly surprised that something like this hasn't been in the game yet. There's also one more notable thing that Gaiden will come with that I'm sure that a lot of long-time fans are extremely hyped for, and that is the special trial version of Infinite Wealth, which will be included. Honestly, I have no clue exactly what to expect from this, but I think it's probably not something to get too excited by. I'm expecting it to be something along the lines of what they did for Ishin with the combat demo being released prior to the launch, except maybe a little bit more, like possibly a cutscene or two from one of the chapters. Just don't expect to play through the entire game or a whole chapter, okay? After all, it is just a quick little sneak peek. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that covers just about everything that you'd actually need to know about Like a Dragon Gaiden. We're still 2 months out, so I've probably missed a whole boatload of information somewhere, and we're probably going to get more details closer to the release date. So if I've missed anything, feel free to put them in the comments, and popping a like and a sub would also be greatly appreciated. You don't have to if you don't want to, all up to you. Anyway, you lot are absolute legends for sticking around till the end, and I don't really have anything else to give you, so yeah, just take a shitpost or something, I don't know.
Hey, you know Red Bull? Yeah? What about it? Well, I mean, you know how it's supposed to give you wings? I mean, yeah, it's the slogan, just get to the point. You know what else wings let you do? I swear to fucking God, don't you dare say it, don't you? Oh my God.